You're still watching TVC Breakfast. We're about to have a very exciting and informative conversation right about now. Now, public relations in Nigeria is gradually shifting as new technologies are changing audience expectation, reshape how organizations communicate, pushing brands to be more intentional with engagement to stay relevant. Now, reputation is becoming a major focus with quicker responses and a deeper awareness of how everyday actions influence public perception. At the same time, techniques continue to guide how information is shared and how trust is built. Although the future of PR will rely on finding the balance between innovation, responsible communication, and maintaining credibility in a fast-changing environment. Joining us via Zoom is Chairman, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Lagos State Chapter, Samuel Ayetutu. Good morning, Mr. Samuel. How are you doing?
Oh, Lord.
Good morning, Mr. Samuel. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Ria.
All right, good morning.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for joining us on this very beautiful Friday morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Ria.
you.
Good morning to every one of you in the studio.
All right. Okay. So let's just get into
My
it.
pleasure.
Let's get into it right now. We talk about PR, we talk about public relations, but I want to bring this very close to home. I want to bring it to Nigeria. Oftentimes, we see the kind of news that goes out about Nigeria. We hear oftentimes that bad news sells, and we see the kind of stories that is being put out. You know, as a PR expert, as a public relations person, how are we able, you know, just to change this narrative, use technology to put us, you know, at a good place, as opposed to all the bad information coming out, as opposed to all the public relations bad information that comes out? How are we making sure that we use PR as a good tool to promote our country, Nigeria?
Okay, thank you, Ria. As a matter of fact, Nigeria has reached a point where, excuse me, it had to begin to pay a very serious attention to the way public relations practice add the necessary value to the aspect of how narratives are shaped and how relationships are built and how reputation is managed at various levels, from individual level to corporate level to the level of governance. We now function in a society where so much of misinformation is out there, so much of propaganda, so much of disinformation. People are busy using the opportunity they have to be in the media space, especially when it comes to the digital media, to just do anything that they feel like doing. And some of these have very serious implications on the cohesion in the society, on the peace in the society, on the unity among our people, on how we make progress as a collective. So this is why it is very important that at every point in time, we escalate the need for those who are actually thoroughly bred professionals to handle the information management apparatus of organizations and particularly of government. That helps us to be able to function within the necessary ethical bracket. It helps us to ensure that those who are in the business of shaping narrative and impacting on what people are saying right there in the public, setting agenda and all of stuff like that, are sensitive to the implication of whatever they do. That you understand that public relations and image making business has a lot of impact on the progress that the society wants to make. At times, what you say or what you write or what you post can actually cause some kind of discomfort among people. It could cause chaos, it could cause crisis. And this is part of what we have seen happening in the from the angle of insecurity and other social strifes that we see happening in our society. Most of the time, it is traceable to somebody sitting somewhere to manipulate others using the media platform that is available to him or her.
All right. Social media has affected the practice of public relations as much as it has affected broadcasting. But I think in broadcasting we found a way of stabilizing it to a good extent. What are you in public relations doing to stem this menace of quacks having the media space to themselves and using it anyhow, taking into consideration that perception management is very key?
All right, thank you, Ibrahim. As a matter of fact, the quest to deal more decisively with the issue of quacks within the system has continued to rise proportionately to the way social media has also grown. The use of social media has also grown within the society. As what has happened is that practitioners now understand that the business of public relations is under threat based on the activities of quacks. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has taken a decisive move, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, to ensure that every effort is made to address the issue of quackery and what specific steps have been taken in this direction. The first is the aspect of engaging employers of labor so that they understand, especially at the level of corporates, they understand that only those who are certified members of the institute, who have been groomed, who have been trained, who understand what it means to practice professionally, are engaged in the establishment. So NIPR is engaging stakeholders at that level to ensure that the right thing is done. The next thing that we are doing is to make sure that we make our members understand the need never to be caught in that web, such that they know that the onus is on them to protect this profession, to give the very best of example in terms of good services, in terms of ethical deliveries, in terms of creativity, in terms of ingenuity. And that's part of what is responsible for the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations Lagos State Chapter Gala and Awards event, which we do every year, where we single out those who have done very well, who have distinguished themselves, who have represented the profession in the most profound way and brought dignity to the practice so that we can celebrate them, we can acknowledge their work, and make them shining example to the society as people that should be looked out for anytime the practice of PR comes to mind. So apart from this, there are ongoing efforts at the back end with government agencies, with government functionaries at the legislative level to see what can be done in order to ensure that there are legislation and regulations that will take care of people who misuse the opportunity that they have in the media space. So this is not something that may happen just overnight, but I can assure Nigerians that a lot of effort are underway as far as this is concerned, and very soon we will be seeing results. To the
Hopefully. Thank
extent
you
that
so much.
everyone
Thank
will
you.
now begin to know that there are consequences. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ayetutu. Now, Mr. Ayetutu, I don't know if you know this, but I take a segment every day on this platform, TVC Breakfast, called Trending Now. And essentially, my job is to bring all the trending stories from social media and indeed around the world. I broadcast them. But from your expertise, based on the stories and the narratives that trend in Nigeria on a weekly basis, what can they tell us about the new rules and the new face of public relations in Nigeria? Also, on a lighter note, what are some recent PR methodologies or ways of moving that excite you? And what are some PR trends that worry you?
Okay. The aspect of the trends in the way social media platforms platforms are being used by Nigerians, and even it's a global thing when it comes to misuse of the social media platform. It's not only peculiar to Nigeria, it's the same thing that you find in many parts of the world. But coming back home, the major issue is that it is a great concern. And for you, as somebody who always look out for trending news that you use on your media platform in TVC, you will be a very convenient case study to use when it comes to the kind of effort you have to take to make and all the back end work you have to do to ensure that you don't, for any reason, select fake news as part of what you will now begin to highlight as a trendy news. So what this means is that practitioners of public relations and active players in the communication landscape must understand that gone are the days where you will just pick an information because it appears real, because it emanates from a supposedly trusted source, without going a long way to ensure that you cross-check and cross-check and cross-check. So there is a lot of work that is required on the part of public relations consultants and public relations practitioners more than ever before when it comes to the information that they use and how they use them. Uh, Talking about the implications and the effect of this on the society, I'll say again that it is something that all of us have to take seriously. It is something that, there's nobody that is left out of this. At times, it is somebody, a notable name in the corporate world that is being maligned. At times, it is a politician. At times, it is just an ordinary citizen who is just living his normal life, and somebody is posting something that can defame him or bring him into a very high level of disrepute. So this is something that we all as a society, as members of this society, have to continue to watch out for and condemn in its entirety anytime we are able to confirm one. But again, the major issue is that we all have to be a lot more careful about handling information.
I'm talking about the information. If you look at social media influencers, against the backdrop of Olamide's question, regarding what we see, the trends that we see, when you see social media influencers, they are beginning to, hold very stronger weight, even much more than the official spokesperson or persons of the government. So much so that whatever they say, people trust them, people believe them. How are we incorporating them, or how are we working with them? Are we setting standards so that they do not give out information that are maybe classified or, for instance, that will hurt the integrity of the nation? And what role has the NIPR been playing when it comes to crisis management, since Nigeria has been immersed in one crisis or the other, especially in recent times when we talk about insecurity ravaging the country, and the U.S. chiming in on this particular issue?
All right, thank you. So the first thing to note is that the social media influencers are part and parcel of the stakeholders in the public relations ecosystem. So what the Nigerian School of Public Relations have always done is to engage every stakeholders according to the issues that applies to them. We understand the kind of influence that they wield, and even we as public relations practitioners often make use of them in the course of pushing the frontiers of the brand that we manage and the information that we want to put out there for members of the public to see. And this is essentially because of the large followership that social media influencers command. So it is not also in the interest of social media influencers to peddle fake news or to be seen as engaging in things that are not ethical. But because a whole lot of them are not necessarily members of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, we are continuing to make effort to bring them into the fold, making them understand the benefits in functioning within an environment that is well regulated, such that they themselves don't go into some kind of crisis when For instance, it is known that due to their activities, the society has been misinformed, or
Yeah.
there's a chaos somewhere.
Exactly.
Talking about the issue of Nigeria's reputation.
Yeah,
Can I
Mr.
go on?
Ayetutu, let me just go to you on this particular one. I'm happy that you mentioned Nigeria's reputation. I believe that at the end of the day, we are all PR agents, because the way we speak, you know, they say news spreads around like wildfire. So the way if I say something that is wrong, you know, the next person will keep taking it and to keep going from one place to another. So we ourselves, we're agents of PR. Now, in Nigeria, I'm bringing it back home again. We've often put our politicians in a way that, oh, they don't care about the citizens. So even when there are politicians that care about the citizen, there's always a narrative of, oh, Nigerian politicians, or they don't care about the citizens, it's just their stomach infrastructure and all of that. So I just want you to speak to us as Nigerians, and we are moving around, we are working PR, moving around. How well should we speak, you know, positive about our country, knowing that our mouth carries a lot of fire? Our mouth, what we speak, is something that people will take at hand. I just want you to touch this quickly for me before we wrap up.
All right. As far as the issue of reputation management is concerned,
Yeah.
I agree with you that it is the business of every one of us.
Yeah.
Nigeria is our country, so if some persons are shaping narratives or telling stories that can uplift the country, and some are doing otherwise, we all come back to feel the effect of whatever is happening.
Sure.
So Nigerian Institute of Public Relations in the past 2 years put up a framework that is called the Nigerian Reputation Management Group. Nigerian Reputation Management Group. It is headed by a very respected and senior practitioner in the industry. And the business of that group is to take the lead in creating the agenda that will help practitioners and Nigerians at large understand that we all have to be on the same page as far as telling stories that can help our country get better is concerned. So the NIPR leadership at this time is working closely with government. The Nigeria Reputation Management Group is a project of NIPR in conjunction with the federal government, and all efforts are being put in place to make sure that what this is all about is cascaded across the state. And I can assure you that we have already started seeing some of the results. Talking about how this have to do with the insecurity, like it was mentioned by Ibrahim the other time, there is a very important framework that has also been established between the NIPR and the federal government to take charge of the aspect of storytelling, the aspect of narrative shaping. And I can assure you that the good news is that federal government at this time is giving a lot of room to the institute to play its part. So professional PR people are actually at the center stage as far as this is concerned.
All right. But even about insecurity, sometimes we hear the news that say, is this number, it's not this number, because people are fast to just bring out information. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
How do we deal with that?
This speaks. Yes, I can hear you. So this speaks. So how do we deal with that? We have to deal with that by continuously raising the consciousness of our people about the consequences of what they do, what they say, and what they post on social media. So at times you have institutions that may even be manned by non-professional public relations practitioners who do not understand what it means to say if 4 people die, you should say it is 4, and not say it is 3. And then somebody who is not in the formal information management environment now comes to say, I saw what happened, it was actually 4. So these are ongoing engagements and ongoing
we can go on and on with you.
Ensure that everybody understands what it means.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a beautiful conversation we have had. I wish we could do more, but our time will not permit us. But there's this quote. I don't know if I brought out this quote or I heard it somewhere. For me, it's not about breaking the news. It's about breaking the accurate news. But thank you so much for joining us on the show this beautiful Friday morning. We wish you a great day ahead. Thank you so much.